Very good overview as well. Scored this today, an old National Panasonic Matsushita RX F22 model Boombox. I think it's from the early 80s. It's made in Japan. I did some Google research. I found an owner's manual to it. Possibly late 70s, this one. It all works quite well. Now this electronic cassette deck, it doesn't eject. The head's stuck halfway between reverse and forward. The head's supposed to be like that when the tape runs past it, or the head's mid-trajectory between switching backwards and forwards. It's stuck. So I have to fix that. This is really dirty. The radio doesn't work. I've got to wiggle it and it comes good. But dirty pots and switches are pretty common with Panasonic stuff at this age. Some of their TVs I've got, I've had to fill their bloody potentiometers up and their switches up with contact cleaner to get the bloody controls to work. It's old enough to have the shortwave bands from 10.37 MHz and 7 MHz and 22 MHz. That's 90% of the shortwave band. Has a line input, mixing microphone in there, and the headphones. So line input's pretty universal. This can work with a phone, plug your phone into it, or a Bluetooth receiver. This all works. This all works. This doesn't eject because it's stuck. I'm gonna have to fix this mechanism in here. It needs a lot of lubrication, so a bit dirty, but works very well. Quite loud too. Proper Boombox speakers. This is actually from the Boombox era when they made proper boomboxes, not that chinky Chinese stuff you get now where it doesn't pick up much radio stations and they sound like crap, and the CD player only lasts a year or two and the cassette player buggers up sometime after that. This is actual proper stuff. This is proper equipment, this is. Let's see, 14 watts of power it consumes. There's the model number. RXF22F. They made a similar model that picked up analog TV channel, or the sound carrier. Those analog TV sound carrier radios are still useful today with a set-top box because they just pick up the modulated, the RF modulator for your boombox and pick up the digital TV sound that's been RF modulated to a VHF band for these to pick up. So they're not totally useless. No rust, which is good. The adjustments are here for the cassette. Switches in here. Pretty cool, so I'll work on that later on, get it all nice and freed up, and get a good date code looking at the motor in there will tell me exactly what year it was made. Okay, viewers, I got in front of the missus give me a phone call. Here we are, look how good that is. Japan, Matsushita, 9th of May 1985. Check that transformer out. That's a pretty squishy transformer, a mains one. How cool is that? There's that switch there, there's line switches. There's a slide switch sort of set up there. I'm going to have to give that the good soaking, fix this up. It does turn, but it's supposed to cut when I press the eject button. This eject button here actuates that lever, but this mechanism is electronically actuated. This lifts up electronically by a solenoid, and that pops the cassette door open. But it's not doing it. It's there's tape radio off. This is stuck energized, so it's not really off. And that just fell out of it somewhere, where that came from. Stuck in here. There's our speakers, 3 ohm Panasonic speakers, 3 ohm Japan. The lower impedance, the more power you can push through it. So that's a washer. Must have been off there, was it? Yeah, it would have been. Where a screw went through. Okay, there's our audio amplifier. Look at that. LA4508. Huge. That's as big as a bloody tri-path amplifier chip and some of the pi amps you get off eBay. That's seized. Turns now. Yeah, that belt's alright. This tape counter. That works. That's all free. This is all electronic, so this will need a lot of work. Electronic tape decks don't like to last too long. You see here it's all dry. Had a lot of use by the looks of it. I'll plug it in and get it going, and we'll see what's stuck. It's just stuck on power. Normally if that was off, stopped, it'd be off, but it's not. Power is still on and this is still running. I hear some mechanism running in there. So I'll plug this thing in, get it going, and I'll demonstrate what's going on. And I'm going to get some contact cleaner in those too. Ah, that came off here on the cassette deck. It's quite a big one. On there, between there. Right inside there, okay, so that came from. It's you needed some belts. That's the problem, is belts are gone. That's to be expected. Oh well. I've got some of those to dig out in storage. This will be good to go. Yeah, it hasn't stopped though. I don't think it's mechanically actuated somewhere. The head moves now, so. Alright. Just need some new belts. That's alright. Okay, viewers, I carefully hold this bypass this switch here. And I move that, and that all moves this mechanism here. That works. Like that. That's right. And it stopped. This belt behind here. This drive belt's okay. But this other belt up here, which drives part of this mechanism, it drives this take-up wheel. It also triggers a switch, which switches the radio off. Well, that belt has to be changed. Well, I was hoping it would be a small belt to this little pulley, but that's just an idler. And that belt is this big, long one. That is huge. It drives both take-up wheels. Oh my god, look at that. How the hell does that belt go on there? Goes down and around. I think this is all one belt. It is too, that's all one belt. Whoa. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, belt's stuffed. This is a long belt, this one. I have to find somewhere to fix this. This is the only thing that's wrong with this boombox, because this belt's slipping. When it's not playing, that's supposed to flick it in a neutral and trigger one of those wafer switches to turn the set off. Because that belt's slipping, it can't engage the clutch and turn everything off. So that switch is held in the on position all the time. Little wafer switch there, see? When you touch that, it has to click in, reverse, click forward. But it can't do that because the belt's not there anymore. The belt just slips all the time. That mechanism in there, see? So I have to dig out for a big belt to fix that with. Belts are cheaper eBay anyway. My belt kit's dug around back in my container somewhere. I'll get a bigger kit assortment anyway on eBay of belts. That belt there's alright. Anyway, put it back together for now. I'll make it turn off and not use that until I can get a new belt. Because if I press play or touch those buttons, it'll turn on, but I can't get it to turn off. That's alright, it's only a belt problem. There you can see it here. Hey, that's graphite grease. That's not hard, that's good. Still fresh. Anyway, viewers, I'll get this thing put back together and I'll demonstrate it to radio performance. So, yeah. That's the original fan belt from 1985. It's all gone stretched up the buggery. It's all got dead spots in it. That's one of the reasons why it's slipping. It's been sitting idle and it's just got a dead stretch spots where it's been sat in the pulley stationary for so long. I'll change this pulley there. That belt. And then this stretches, it should be that thin. Hopefully this will stretch to the point it's going to fit. Look at that. Untwist it there. Just something Wayne, Boombox Deluxe, can implement too if he wants to fix his boomboxes up so they play cassettes properly. Just little things like belts is all it really needs to get the cassettes working again, because I want the cassette players working in this thing, keep it original functionality preserved. Because yeah, cassettes are pretty cool. I got a couple of those still in storage with a bloody line input. I can rip stuff off my phone onto the bloody thing. That'd be cool. Working with your bloody tones off my phone, recorded with the cassette. That'd be proper ghetto. Anyway, let's put it back together. Okay, viewers, now they've got this mechanism sitting out on the bench. I got it to work now. Look at how big those LEDs are. We'll get back to that in a minute. I'm also looking at its integrated circuits, all Toshiba. And believe it or not, Toshiba is actually derived from the two names of two towns. Toshiba, which Toshiba is in Tokyo for TO, and Shiba for Shibora, Tokyo Shibora. I didn't know that. The old AWA PA amplifier I've got. One of the output valves is a Toshiba valve. Okay, that's pretty cool. This valve's been replaced. The other ones are, all the rest of the valves in there are AWA. But that Toshiba valve said Tokyo Shibora, electric company. And you're thinking, oh, that's what Toshiba stands for. So, TO, Tokyo, and Shiba, Shibora. Shibora was a tractor manufacturer, to agricultural tractor manufacturer. Huh, there you go. I learn something every day. It's not that it needs lubricating as such, because that's lithium grease. It's like a graphite grease, actually. That's pretty slippery still. That works. When I get a cheap to use it, it works. There's like a little, this little gear in here. That triggers a switch. Well, that gear in there does not always move because of the slipping belt. There we go. I might let it run for a while though. You see? It works, but something's trying to click it out. This belt here. On its own it's fine. Under load it'll slip. Now it's under load, see? Nah, not grabbing now. That works. That was seized before. That works. That's because that thing wasn't working because the belt wasn't triggering it. Anyway, trying to put it back together until I get another belt that'll work properly. Yeah, good to see I fixed it so far. Okay, viewers. Radio performance. Wow. That's for the area or there?
It's organised by
It is FM.
the member side.
Wow, this is a good performer. Jeez, that's good. Very good performance, these old Japanese radios, and this ambient stereo sounds beautifully good, like really good. That's pretty cool. Like a surround sound mode almost. I am.
Link to the intercept, but the particular against shady. Or as well, calling
Wow.
from heaven above.
A very good performer. Shortwave. I'm not going to get it because it's in day. Tonight I'll get something there. Shortwave one. 7 metre is where the ham radio uses 7 metre band. The 7 metre amateur band it is. The main problem with this thing is the cassette belts. The belts on the cassette decks have to be serviced. But that's to be expected. Look at them, they're bloody buggered. Shortwave 2. Bloody neighbours. Nothing. Yeah. Worked till tonight. A very good performer though.
I was like, okay.
Hey, viewers, well,
That's
distractions.
Yeah, like you could come to my
I found CRI, broadcaster from Beijing. It's China Radio International.
I had like an interview, like, okay, let's see what you can do. You have to sing like
I normally picked it up at night, China Radio International. This thing picks it up in the daytime. Wow. Yeah, it's only morning there. And here it's bloody 3 o'clock.
from a show, and he said, okay. What he's done. That's all I got a job, so just like, singing every night. Chinese. Like, he's not too good at the Chinese guy. It's not open for everybody, but
Here all day trying to get a good bloody signal. China has pretty much all the shortwave band these days.
Go there and chill out, have some couple of beers and all that stuff.
And having a
The ham radios, ham radio nuts, and China. China occupies 90% of the shortwave band today. It's unbelievable.
I don't understand.
The only country in the world that still bloody uses a shortwave band.
Well, basically, like, the Chinese people that goes there, most especially the boss, they love their music. It's
Clean this up.
Hey, come on, I'm Chinese. I always listen to Chinese songs back home.
Here they clean up a, I don't know, it's like snail trail or something bloody
So
thing on here.
that's their mentality down there. So, United Fair.
Interference.
And all those kind of stuff. So
It cleans up a lot, that switch.
then after coming in,
There we go. Bit dirty still.
Chinese stuff.
This was very bad. It was just wouldn't go on the radio. I just switched it and it was stuck in tape mode. That switch was that dirty. Contact cleaner fix that up, could they? Yeah, bit tap a bit with that one still. And when I pulled this apart, there was this spring and this hinge off the cassette door sitting inside the radio. So the hinge there has been broken. Yeah. That's why this door wouldn't open. I couldn't get this in there open. I pressed eject, this wouldn't open whatsoever. I was stuck. That's why. I managed to free it up, but this hinge was broken.
I went to my friend, we were chatting in the living room, and
That's the only thing that's majorly wrong with it. That bloody hinge broke off. It's only a cosmetic thing. This plastic is a bit weak over the years. 1985, so mid-80s this one. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. I need some strong glue for that. Very strong glue to fix that. Not to forget the cassette, the full functionality in both cassette decks. Got to even replace all the belts. Especially this one. It's a nightmare because the belt goes around and what a maze. The belt goes to a maze inside that one. Unbelievable. That works. That moves. That was stuck between these two. This neither couldn't select it. Now it moves fairly. There's some DXing for you.
7月10好新华社的文章，题目就叫做“普军事政策以 out of an international market”。
I think it's 18,000. I think it's WWVH. Tonight, I'll get WWVH tonight, which is time itself. This is a fine tuning adjustment.
正面发生以后呢，原本是在西南。我看见恢复的2021年2月抵达火星。
goes louder and quiet, louder and quiet. You Google how shortwave radio waves travel in the atmosphere. It's quite interesting. You get some pretty cool sounds on shortwave with all the interference. There isn't actually too much interference for here in town. Like I was expecting to pick up the bloody RFI from people's plasma TVs and smart appliances and smart meters, but there's not much RFI here. That's good. That's something you don't want when you listen to the radio. It's sensitive. Barely bumped that bloody knob. I was listening to Chinese Radio International about 10 minutes ago, and they were talking about building more nuclear power plants in China, and they were going to talk about building one in the UK or something like that. I didn't get it all, but they were going to, in order to address China's air pollution problem with the coal-fired power plants, they were talking about building more nuclear power plants in China. So it's kind of interesting stuff you hear on the news over there. The battery's going to go flat another 5 minutes, so. Let's see. This general area here, around here on the dial, is the most activity today, so I'll probably get the rest of all that in both bands tonight. For the daytime I'm getting mostly China here, in this area on the dial. Damn, that's sensitive. Anyway viewers, that'll be enough for now. I'll clean it up now. Thanks for watching.